closer to your speakers. It's time for the radio show. Move the crowd.
And here we go inside and move the crowd right about now. What we do is we bring somebody off stage and bring them backstage to get to know them more up close and impersonal. And joining us now is someone who's been doing this thing, man, for a mighty, mighty long time. We got R&B legend Charles Wright in the building. So, Charles, how you doing tonight?
I'm great, thank you.
Very good. First of all, that you're here and all that. So, you got anything new? What's going on with you these days, Charles?
I'm still putting music out there.
Uh-huh. Oh, you are putting out new music?
Yes.
Okay. What's the new music called?
I have one tune called "Doing It on the Floor."
Okay.
And I released a blues song called "Your Hand."
Okay.
You ever heard those?
No, I have not heard those. We got to get those records here.
Have you read my book?
No, I haven't read the book. I was going to ask you now. I didn't know you had a book out. Yeah.
You should have done all that before you interviewed me.
Yeah, I didn't know you had a book out. I wanted to get some information on that. Tell me about the book. Tell me about the book that you have out.
It's called "Up From Where We've Come."
Mm-hmm.
Actually, it covers my years from when I was born till I came to California at the age of 12. It's about my family's saga as sharecropper.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. Now that book is already out, and so if anybody out there checking this out right now, you can go ahead and scoop that book up. I'm sure it's on Amazon and all other areas where books are sold, right?
That's on Amazon for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Then I have another book coming out in a couple of months called "Express Yourself."
Okay.
And it's about my life in showbiz.
Right. Okay, that's good, man. That's wonderful. Now, one person I did get a chance to check out was your bio, and I know one person you spoke of in your bio was a person by the name of Jesse Blevins, and he was how influential he was to your career. Belvin, yes, and how influential he was in your career. Tell me about that.
Yeah, well, I was a latecomer. My parents were influenced by my father's sharecropping boss. My father, he convinced my father that the blues was the devil's music. And so my father wouldn't allow me to listen to the blues or anything related to the blues. I didn't hear anything related to the blues until I came to California. I'm walking home from school and the kids are singing songs they heard on the radio, and I didn't know where they was hearing them. I asked them, and they told me about this radio show they were listening to. So I started listening. And one day I heard this beautiful voice, most unique voice. It's Ellen singing a song called "One Little Blessing." So I got on the phone and called him up a couple of times. I finally got it. I said, "Mr. Bell, I want to sing and I want to sound just like you." He gave me a great piece of advice. He said, "Get your own style, boy, and leave mine the F alone."
Wow.
But I thought that'd be a compliment. He said, "You ever hear of Johnny Ace?" I said, "Yeah." "How would you like it if I was trying to sound like Johnny Ace?" I said, "Oh, no. You have a style." I said, "You don't get it by now. I'm hanging up. Please, Mr. Belvin, don't hang up. I don't know what y'all doing. I just want to be a part of it." And he was gracious enough to let me come to a rehearsal at his house with a group called the Turks, who had records playing on the radio too. And that weekend, and after that, I got stuck in this thing. You couldn't get me out of
So
it.
Charles,
Yeah.
Charles, how did the 103rd Street Watts band with you? How did that come together?
Well, we were uh, playing in nightclubs around here for a few years. And I had put together a band because I had been involved with 3 vocal groups before I decided to put a band together. And I was one of the groups, the last group I was singing with, uh, Alan Freed. You guys probably don't even know who that is. He
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
he's supposed to start rock and roll, but he's a white man. He used to play. He's the first guy started playing our music on the radio back in Cincinnati or somewhere. He came out here on his career was waning. He was drinking a lot, and I had a vocal group that I was singing with, and he blacklisted that group. And the company that we were recording for, the guy asked me to stay on as his A&R director. But he seen something in me that I hadn't recognized in myself. So I stayed on as an A&R director. And while I was looking for talent, I ran into a band called the La Wilson Band. And they were dancing and singing, playing, all at the same time. They had routine. I said, geez, I want to do that. So I eventually started me a group. And I started with 4 people, and I ended up with 9 people. And then during that time, people came through that group with Barry White, the captain of Captain and Tennille,
Mm-hmm.
Al McKay, who played with Earth, Wind & Fire,
Yeah.
James Gasson, who's one of the most sought after
Drummer.
drummers in LA studios.
You're right. Yeah, I remember him.
Yeah, and a lot of talented people came through that group. And
So how did that Water Brothers deal come about?
how did what?
The Water Brothers deal when you put out Express Yourself.
Well, after the studio musician thing, I went to college and learned some music theory, and I became a studio musician.
Hey, Charles, give me 1 second. First of all, everybody's checking us out on YouTube. I understand there's a technical issue there. If you can't hear there, please go to Instagram. Go to Instagram at the radio show. You can hear it there. Okay. Again, we apologize for that. Whatever's going on YouTube, we're trying to work on it. But again, please feel free to go to Instagram and check it out, or Facebook at the radio show, at DA Radio Show on all platforms. Okay. All right. Go ahead, Charles. I'm sorry to interrupt. Go ahead.
Okay, I became a studio musician, and I played my guitar left-handed. I turn it bottom sides up because I learned how to play on the right-handed guitar. So I had a sound that everybody wanted. And so one day, while I was recording with one of the bands that I played with often, in walks Bill Cosby. He's looking for a band to back him up on his singing album. And so 2 weeks later, we did a song called Little Old Man with him, which became a hit. Then he did an album called Silver Throat that we did with him. And my band became his backup band. So he forced Warner Brothers to sign us. And that's how I got
Oh,
Wow.
this.
okay. Okay. Now, can you name the members of this Watch 103rd Street Band, the guys that were behind you?
How's that?
Can you name the guys that was in the band, the ones
Yeah,
behind you?
yes. It was Melvin Dunlap on bass,
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
James Gatton on drum, Al McKay and I were both guitar players. Ray Jackson was a trombone player. Bill Cannon was one of the saxophone players. Dick John Rayford was the other saxophone player. And Gabriel Fleming was a trumpet player. And Joe Banks was a trumpet player.
Oh, okay. Yep. I remember some of those names. See, I'm about 10 years behind you.
You know, you better catch up.
I'm trying. I put my track shoes on. You know,
Charles, yeah, Charles, do you listen to some of those new artists that are out there now? Do you like the new music at all? Because MD struggles with that. He doesn't like the auto tunes and some a lot of the production. Do you listen to any of these new people out there that are out there now?
I turned my radio off 35 years ago.
Oh, really?
I mean, I've been fighting all that time for brothers to turn that electric drum loose because it's nothing but it's like learning how to play the piano with a metronome. You don't have the real feeling when musicians are playing together. There's magic there, and it brings about a spiritual thing. People don't know when you hear. Usually, when you hear a beat, your heart synchronizes with it. And when you got 4 or 5 people playing and all their hearts are beating the same time, that brings about a spiritual thing if you're really playing together 100%. And you see 500 people in a room waving their hand because they get excited.
Right.
Well, their hearts are all beating. So that's magic. And you can't get that with a machine. I tried it. I admit, I hate to admit it. I tried it for a minute, but it
Uh-huh.
almost killed me, man. Sent me to the hospital.
yeah.
But
Really? Trying to use a machine, huh?
yeah, I
Oh,
tried
yeah.
it. But
They,
the industry sent somebody to my house in the middle of the 80s and tell me if you want to continue uh, to participate in the music industry,
Mm-hmm.
you must go out and get yourself an electric drum and electric keyboard. And that's
mhm.
why all of this is by design. They have killed our music, and then everybody in the world is making billions of dollars doing it,
Mhm.
doing what we are supposed to be doing.
Right.
We playing with some damn machines.
But the first
Man.
time I heard about the drum machine, they wasn't calling it a drum machine. They was calling it a man in the box. You
Yeah,
know,
Sly
it
Stone.
only had, yeah, it only had 2 or 3 beats that you can program on the man in the box. I first heard it when I was out in Houston. That was in the '70s. I was out in
Yeah,
Houston. I saw this guy playing the keyboard, and I heard the drums play, and I didn't see the drummer because I used to be a drummer myself, and I was
or
trying to see where the drum was coming from. And when I talked to the man at the end of his session for the club, he told me, "Oh no, that's man in the box." I said, "That's a mighty big ass box that I didn't see."
yeah, Sly Stone had one of those things.
Yeah.
That
Then they start coming out. Yeah, they start coming out one by one. Alesis was the first company that brought out the better drum machine. Then you had the Atari, then other, you know, technology companies making electric instruments. And Ray
And
Charles, the one who made the keyboard, electric keyboard, kind of famous when he purchased it and did his few hits that he did from that. You know,
that, yeah, Ray Charles would not never lower himself to do it to the drum machine.
right?
No,
He had a full band.
he had a piano. What I know which piano you're talking about. He had, but that was
Well,
pretty
he's
nice.
right.
That was a pretty nice little piece. Yeah,
Yeah,
but
him.
Ray Charles had too much soul to mess with a drum machine.
Exactly.
Right,
Amen. Amen. He
right.
sure did.
You,
Sure
you couldn't
did.
use a drum machine with him.
Yeah,
No, his arrangement of music was too complicated to program a drum machine.
yeah. When I was a
Too,
studio musician, I played on some of his sessions.
Oh, okay.
yeah.
That's good. Where
What studio did you record from when you did Express Yourself? What studio was that?
Gold Star,
Yeah. Which what?
Gold Star.
Gold
Oh,
Star?
okay.
Okay.
Yeah, Gold Star. Yeah,
Are
Okay.
you hip to
yeah,
Gold Star?
yeah. I mean, my cousins used to do background for all the major artists. They called them. It was called the Waters.
Call who?
The Waters. Luther,
I put them in.
Owens.
I put them in business.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
They
you put them in business. What do you mean you put them in business?
I put them in business. When I was A&R man, I used to use them sing background. I was
Okay.
one of the first people.
Yeah,
I was one of the
yeah.
first people to bring them in the studio.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
It was background specialists.
yeah, they done a great job since then. But
Yeah,
they really became famous for singing
yeah,
background. But I started them out.
Wow. Okay. Okay.
yeah. They
That's
made millions doing background,
mm-hmm.
and
Yeah,
they were credited to about what 200 more than 200 platinum albums,
I
about
don't
another 150 gold.
I don't know. I saw them the last time I saw them. I criticized them for not telling people what I did.
You know the business world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you, hey Charles? Are you happy with the music industry now? I mean, with the streaming and all this stuff, are you happy with this? I mean, I know, you've seen so much. Are you happy with the way this industry is going now?
Not really.
Hmm.
No, not really. Streaming, your royalties are reduced to a
Pennies,
minimum, really.
pennies. Ain't making dollars no more.
Yeah, it's not raw. My theory is, well, maybe I shouldn't say that.
No, go ahead. Go ahead. Give us your theory. Give us your theory.
Well, things change. The whole world is changing now. I see things happening that are unbelievable sometimes. But things changed in the music industry with social media. And I don't believe those big record companies are going to let us thrive the way we could if we had free range and getting royalties like we used to get instead of streaming royalties.
Hmm.
Because somehow we're losing something here. We lost a lot.
Yeah.
I I remember when I first started listening to music, man, how I used to love music. And I'll go out and buy 45 records and carry them around with me because I was so in love with them. And the music is not even the same, that pure anymore. We had Nat King Cole, we had Jesse Belvin, we had all sorts of great artists back in those days. You had to be great, or you didn't even get a break to record. Nowadays, anybody and everybody can make a 15 cents and put it in the marketplace. You know, and so apparently we're not getting the quality we used to get.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah, we're
Now they took it
definitely
away.
not getting the quality. We sure not.
I
Well,
strive, man. I strive in the studio when I'm recording. I strive to get that quality, that feeling that make people move and feel good.
Mm-hmm.
And I try to make my lyrics where they'll make you happy. You know, uh, it's we don't have that initiative anymore. Don't think guys are talking about it, calling women bitches.
Yeah.
mhm.
And I hate it. You know, brother, sometimes people, they sample my music and they send it to me and check it out first.
Uh-huh.
If they saying nigga and motherfucker, excuse me, I make them, they can't use my music. I make them change it.
You make them change it. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now,
Despite what money, whatever money they give you, you
hell,
make them change it. It don't matter. You make them change it.
it ain't about the money.
Mm-hmm.
It's about the music and about making people happy. That's why I make money. Because I don't go out just for the money.
Mm-hmm.
People looking for money all the time. The money we need it, we all need it. But you can't make that your first effort. Your first effort is you making music to make people feel good. That's the point. Uh, it's not about getting the dollar first. The dollar will come if you got some quality.
Yeah. Exactly. Exactly. Well, Charles, you don't know how many artists that we've had on here that say they would rather have the money than the quality. You'd be surprised. We've heard that so much throughout the years, and you're the first one that says the opposite. So it's very refreshing to hear this from you.
You gotta be kidding.
Oh yes, oh yes. It's a lot of them out there that say they would rather have that money than quality anytime, anytime. So
Oh no. That's backwards.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Well, I mean
See,
that's
Charles, I would love for you. I like to book you for a music seminar to speak to some of these younger generation.
I'm not getting your point.
I do a music seminar at Compton College. I'll be
Okay.
looking for I'll be looking for speakers to
Yeah.
these young artists coming up, and we do
Uh-huh.
it on the college campus in Compton.
Okay.
And I would love to have you to book you for being a guest speaker, so they can learn the history of black music.
And you don't have no problem with me.
hmm
I'll be glad to do that.
yeah, definitely, man. We would love to have you as one of our speakers at Compton College for Industry Connects. We got one coming up real soon, so we definitely look forward to having you a part of that.
Good.
hmm Are you going out on the road anytime soon, or what's?
No, I don't have to do that anymore.
hmm
Um, I love performing,
Uh-huh.
but I don't want to be running up and down the road right now.
Yeah,
Uh,
sleeping in the bus stations and stuff, and train stations, huh? And the airports.
been there,
That,
done that.
yeah, that was some ferocious times, boy.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, okay. Well,
I heard,
We got one more for you before we let you go, man. I know we've had you on for a while, and one more for you, man. We spoke about a little bit about these new artists that are coming out, and they need some words of encouragement. Can you give them one bit of advice that they can do as far as making it in the music industry?
Brothers, go to school and learn some theory about music and get together and start a band and play your behinds off and enjoy yourself so you can give the people something to be joyous about. That's my advice. And you probably don't want to hear it, but that's my advice.
Okay, that's advice right there from Charles Wright. Make sure you support him. Make sure you get the new single. What's the new single called, Charles?
Doing it on the floor.
Doing it on the floor. Okay, we gonna have to get that doing it on the floor. I'm gonna have your publicist send that to me so we can play it in our next episode of the show here, and also to your book. What's the book called that's out now?
Up from where we've come.
Okay, make sure you go ahead and get that book on Amazon and all places where books is sold. All right.
My blues record is really catching on down south. It's called Your Hand.
Your Hand. Okay. Okay,
Yeah.
definitely.
Southern people love those blues.
Yeah.
How's that?
Southern people love those blues.
Oh, they do. Yeah. But
Oh, yeah.
they're not really getting it anymore either because there's a whole lot of electric drums and today's blues.
Yeah. And hip hop music.
No, not hip hop. They're supposed to be the blues made with drum machines.
Wow. Okay, that's what's up. Yeah.
That's why I made a blues record, to try to bring the brothers back.
Yeah, but we need that. We need blues records. We definitely need that. And all the blues clubs out here in LA, we need to be banging that record out here, just like the South is.
Yeah. It all started with the blues.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Now, Charles, when you was performing out here in particularly Watts, did you do more of a special type of show? Did you bring that little extra that day when you performed out here in Watts as opposed to anywhere else since you guys were out here?
Anytime I perform anywhere, I try to give them the extra stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I do the best I can anytime I hit the stage because I love what I do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, Charles, man, I want to thank you for joining us, man. It's been a privilege and an honor to have you here tonight, man. We really appreciate you being on here tonight. And I saw you at the Harper Awards also, man. I forgot. I did see you on the red carpet there, and you got an award that day. How did you feel about that?
I was a little uncomfortable because they called me oldie but goodies, but I am oldie. I stay current with my music, you know.
Uh-huh.
And so, anyway, it was cool. It was a lot of scrambling there, trying to get up on that red carpet.
I know. You telling me.
And a lot of fine distractions.
Oh yes. That's another thing right there. A lot of fine distractions, man. We really appreciate that. Definitely a lot of fine distractions.
Yeah, sure.
Oh man, yes indeed, Charles. You were right about that. Lot of fine distractions. Oh yeah. Woo, yeah. Hey, Charles, we got a somebody on the line that may want to say a few words to you by way of IG. Who we got here tonight?
Hey, this is Angie Patterson. I just want to say thanks so much for trying to bring back the live sound. That is something I really miss about music in general. As a gigging musician and as a singer-songwriter, someone who loves blues and jazz and live instrumentation, even playing to a click track is not something I really enjoy doing. I want to hear live drums when I'm in a studio. I'm like, hey, just give me a drum kit so I can feel like I'm actually playing a show, because I don't. It's a different feeling. And when you have a full band together, I've been trying to tell a lot of this rap and hip hop artists too, get you a live band. It's a completely different thing when you have that environment and when you're on stage co-creating with people. But I can't wait to check out your blues track and listen to that. Big blues and jazz girl over here. So thank you for the light that you're bringing to the world. And also thank you for trying to teach these younger cats about what music really is and what it should be.
Thank you, my dear. Thank you.
Okay. All right. Thanks for joining us, okay?
Thank you so much.
All right. Take care. That's a line right there open up by way of IG. Case we do have someone I want to hop on at DA Radio Show if you want to hop on real quick while we got Charles on for just a few more moments here. And again, make sure you go ahead and get Charles's book, which is out now, and make sure you get the new single, which is out also. And make sure you support Charles and all his future endeavors as well. Hey, Charles, last thing for you. You like being on the internet and all this stuff. I know you used to being in the studio at the radio station and all, but we online. You like all this technology stuff here. You like all this?
Well, that's where the old school stuff come in for real. I'm trying to keep up, man. I'm trying to keep up with all these youngsters.
Yeah, man. Definitely, man. I understand, man. Well, Charles, man, we're going to let you go and get you some rest, man. I want to appreciate you. I appreciate you for coming on and joining myself and MD here on the radio show. And then down the road, we'd love to have you at the Industry Connects. And also, we would love to get you back on the show here again and talk about the next single that you put out, okay?
Which will be Follow Your Spirit.
Okay. Well, we'll bring you back and talk about Follow Your Spirit, okay?
All right, and my next book will be Express Yourself.
Okay, and speaking of which, that's the record we about to play right now. And we're going to play that real quick here and let the people reminisce on this hit, man, because this, hits are always, part of the radio show, and we love to get them out to everybody. So we're going to make it happen right now. This is Charles White, Express Yourself. We're going to make it happen. The radio show.